Hello dear twin flames, and welcome to this new reading for this new week. This is the spread for this week. The first card here is the Knight of Cups. This card represents a messenger, a message, who brings a message of life after death. You see this barren land, like life has been sucked out of it, and in this cup is a new life, which the Knight of Cups, who represents the divine masculine, is bringing. The landscape, it's a abyss of grief. There has been so much of grief released, which has killed all the life in this landscape. It's the abyss which I was very scared of falling into for all these years. The divine masculine in his cup brings new life, new love, physical love plus spiritual love, and everything now comes from a place of divine love. It was always coming from a place of divine love, but now the divine feminine knows it. The horse is grey. He's moving at a very slow and measured pace. His actions and emotions are in perfect balance. He's not coming for battle. He's a knight, but his visor is up. He's not coming to fight. He comes in peace, in divine grace and purity of intention. The red fish on his armor, they represent passion, and the white color represents divine love. This knight, he is a lover and not a fighter. And he is going to bring you back to life with his power of love. The knight that we see here, he's coming to sweep you off your feet. He brings a message of love. True love is here. He is deeply in touch with his feelings. He can manage emotions. He will no more throw tantrums or mantrums now that he knows exactly what to do to make the divine feminine feel loved. Now, deep-seated emotional needs of the divine feminine are about to be fulfilled. Old wounds can finally heal and grudges can be put to rest. You may even get that long overdue apology from your lover. He kind of brings the Holy Grail in the cup. He's going to heal you from your pain. The only problem with this knight, with this divine masculine in this energy today, right now, is that he's worrying too much about details. He's actually more closer to his goal than he thinks. But still, he's moving at a very measured and steady pace. The divine feminine will receive an important message from someone very far away, in distance but close to your heart, after a very long time. So you're asked to keep your cell phones charged and keep checking your mail, because there's good news coming for everybody. The next card is the Three of Swords. You can see the swords, 3 swords digging into this heart. There's a heartbreak. You are going to dig into the depths of your soul. This card is called a Law of Sorrow. Lord of Sorrow. Like the saddest card in the tarot. Acknowledging your pain is an important part of a healing process. If you cannot feel pain, you won't know you're sick. You cannot numb yourself with medications forever. You cannot store up the pain inside you and think that it will just disappear. It has to come out. And your twin flame will help you feel. He'll bring all that pain out and heal you. Pain does not purify the soul. It does not make you wiser or nobler, but it is a signal that something is very, very wrong. Because essentially, our birthright is to live in an abundant universe full of joy. We ignore our problems. We numb ourselves throughout our life with drugs, medications, alcohol, sex, and in doing so, we just stop feeling. Facing our fear is how we can get on the path of healing. Crying like a baby is very essential sometimes because you have to release. Release is very important. You have been holding on to this delicate balance for so long, thinking you're very strong and you want to prove to the world how strong you are. Crying is healing. It doesn't make you weak. Crying is what was needed to release all the pain. So right now, I'm not channeling pain. I'm channeling love. The damage has been done and there's no more damage to come. Tears are sacred. Tears heal. The swords, they represent crosses. Like each sword is a cross. Those who bear the crosses bravely become more spiritually awakened, more Christ-like, come in Christ consciousness. As we become more conscious, our words, actions and deeds have kinder impact on the world. Spiritual awakening is painful. Becoming spiritual, becoming more human, going back to how we are supposed to be, our most natural state of being humble and kind and compassionate, being an empath, sharing people's pain. To become like that, we have to have pain in our life. Pain is very essential for growth. But you have to make your peace with the pain and release it and not hold it inside of you your whole life. There has been an intense emotional outpouring. Tears are flowing. And this cry has been long overdue. The strange thing is that the longer and louder you cry, the better you feel. Psychologists call this experience catharsis, which is an intense emotional release. In many cultures, crying is part of a spiritual awakening. It is your body reminding you that you're still alive. When you cry, you are very much aware that you're alive. How do people come to know that the baby is born? The exact time of birth is taken as the first cry of the baby. You're alive. We made it. This is also a card of initiation. I can't pronounce that word. Okay, I tried to go on Google. Initiation. Emotions must now be faced. This storm was required to face the next challenge in the twin flame journey. This was a lesson which is required to go on to the next landmark in your twin flame journey, the next process. And you're not going to die of the twin flame journey. We are all going to make it out alive. I mean, everybody is going to be in reunion when they are on earth. So nobody is dying. You're just learning. So everything is actually fine. You're much stronger than you think you are. The worst part of the crisis is over. Yes, we are hurting. But the most important thing is we are alive. And we made it through that. The third card is the Empress. She is the divine feminine. She is the subconscious. She directs the masculine force in the universe correctly. She acts like a man's conscious. She is guiding him with integrity. She is the giver and ruler of the laws of life. If you have a divine feminine in your life right now, things are about to get real. She has authority and power over her man, which is very essential for balancing his intense masculine force. And he has a lot of power. The divine masculine has a lot of power over his divine feminine, which is also required to balance her feminine energy. I mean, this power over each other is required to balance and correct your other half when they are not strong. Because you have power over them, they listen to you. And this power is not essentially a bad thing. The crown of the Empress has 12 stars. The 12 signs, houses of the zodiac. She is the queen of the heavens. The red roses on the Empress robe signify not only physical love but passion in general. And the white color is a sign of pure spirituality. The Empress tarot card is called the refuge of sinners. The Empress is the Virgin Mary. She is the maternal aspect of womanhood. Her love is motherly. Who else but mother loves unconditionally? Who else but mother cultivates the very best in her flock, both? This is also a card of pregnancy. Here, pregnancy doesn't mean actual pregnancy. It's also a process. It could be a process. Pregnancy can be physical, mental, emotional. A baby can signify a literal baby, or some new project is being birthed. She is the goddess of love and the goddess of sex. This card suggests romantic and also physical love. And the joy that we get from making love, which is essentially the driving force in the universe. This card has a direct message. The meaning of life is living. Too many people take life for granted. Life is a gift. And when you give something, it is to bring happiness to the person. Giving is about bringing joy and nothing else. If you are giving to get something in return, then that becomes a currency with which you are trying to buy something. My twin flame gives me a lot and leaves no proof, so I cannot know. And I know he's not trying to buy anything, it's a gift. The next card is the Seven of Wands. This man is the element of fire, the sign of Aries. They say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. He now has strength and courage. She brought you home. His clothes are green. Green represents the goddess Venus, the divine feminine, his passion. Orange represents his strength. And yellow, quickness in thought and action. Now he's in a hurry. He's in touch with his power. He's bold. I have broken your wall, and I know it. The divine masculine is on fire. He has achieved an important inner victory. The divine feminine may have called you a loser, but that was a challenge from a place of love to bring you here. The next card is a Nine of Pentacles. It's a card of abundance, fertility, and joy. Everything, this is the divine feminine, of course. Everything that you have done and learned is paying off big time. Now she can relax and enjoy her life. She has created her very own piece of heaven. You know, true love alchemizes. It makes you into your best self. You can take a base metal and through the process of alchemy convert it into gold. But there has to be fire and somebody has to burn. And when that somebody is burning, you are being alchemized. Her clothes are yellow, representing wisdom, and the red represents love and passion. My twin flame is my passion. The grapes, they represent fertility, beauty, and joy. The best is yet to come. The worst is over. The bird that she's watching, the falcon, represents the god Horus, who is the god of new life and victory. She is Venus in Virgo. She has a private garden where only ghosts can come. She believes that heaven is a place on earth. She is not obsessed with material success and pleasure. She has learned to live life to the fullest. Life is a divine gift. My twin flame is a divine gift. I am not entitled to my twin flame. I had to burn. I think my biggest talent is loving my twin flame, which is now helping everybody learn how to love. The mountains that you see in the distance are the troubles which were there, and now they are a distant memory. Bigger and better things are about to come. This is also a money card. But this is not about being wealthy. This card is about feeling wealthy. And what is wealth to you? They say you are never wealthy enough until you have something that money cannot buy. Instead of letting others decide and define how much money is a lot to you, you are deciding for yourself what's enough and what's more than enough now. It's also a card of fertility. Baby is coming, she's coming. The next card is the Nine of Swords. This card is called the Lord of Despair and Cruelty. It shows the deeper meaning of a painful situation. See, there's not actually a disaster happening. This is a painful process which is required to happen to break your wall. The mental anguish, it's an intellectual process. She has to work through this pain to regain her peace of mind. I know. The carving on the bed, it shows a murder. Yeah, she died, but spiritual death is when the mind gives birth to spirit. The ego is killed. This inner turmoil is sent to you to show you that you are a caring and feeling person. You are an empath. Don't worry about her. She will be fine. Don't allow her feelings to make you sick. You are of no use to her if you are consumed by her pain. You know, in the twin flame journey, when one half is weak, the other half has to be strong. That's how we play this cosmic game, sweetie. Things have actually never been better for us. Don't feel guilty. God did everything. You did nothing. The next card is the King of Swords. This is the energy of the divine masculine right now. Wisdom, thought, action without emotion. The King of Swords, the divine masculine, is a harsh ruler, but he is concerned with the greater good. When he speaks, the divine feminine had better listen. I can't move him, but he can move just fine. There is an intense intellectual activity happening with him. Mental activity. The King's sword points up. He's ready for action. It's also leaning to the left, which means that the action is not kind, it's severe. Tough love. This is tough love, and it has worked. Boundaries are set. Self-love is being worked upon. The core issue is being resolved. The blue robes of the king symbolize divine love. There is now a method to his madness. When the King of Swords is on your side, he will pull you out of the worst mess. Even if he has to drag you by the hair, kicking and screaming to make it happen, he will do just that. Taking tough decisions. He sees his job as restoring and enforcing order. He is that best friend who will grab you by the shoulder and shake you as he tells you in no uncertain terms that you need to get your ducks in a row. He does not allow you to become a victim. He has a very sharp mind. He knows that the rest of your life is more important than sparing your ego. He is harsh but fair. His power is his keen intellect and the force of his personality. He is brilliant. He is always thinking about ways to make sure you get what he's teaching. He is honest and reliable. Once he commits himself to something, he'll do it, no matter what. He is a thinker and a doer. He has fought many battles, winning stellar victories and surviving crushing defeats. His wealth of experience has made him wise and practical, but also cautious, a bit too cautious. In a new environment, he is not likely to say much. He'll spend some time assessing the situation, paying close attention to every detail. And the next card is the Emperor. This process will take us back to the Emperor, and everything will be back on track. The Emperor who's in charge, who's the divine masculine, the perfect lover, the ultimate friend, everything rolled into one devastatingly handsome package. This was a reading, and I hope you got what I was trying to say. Thank you for watching my video, and have a great night.